You're watching the Sports Political channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So, this particular video, we're going to talk about the updates to the Michael Irvin case. For those who may not be aware, Michael Irvin was taken off Super Bowl coverage from NFL Network and ESPN off allegation that he did something. So we're going to talk about this in greater detail. And from what I saw, somebody lied, okay? And it ain't Michael Irvin, in my opinion. Michael Irvin felt that his name was being smeared, felt that he was being defamed, filed a $100 million lawsuit against Marriott and the woman. They tried to protect the woman's identity, but the judge basically said he wanted everything out in the open. And Marriott came back and did this. Now, what's up, Day Love? So I'm going to play a video. And fair use. But I'm going to play this video, and I'm going to provide commentary on the other side.
For the first time, we are hearing accusations that resulted in Cowboys Hall of Famer Michael Irvin being bumped from the NFL Network Super Bowl coverage week. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. According to a court filing from the hotel chain Marriott, a female hotel staffer accused Irvin of an unwelcome sexual advance. The filing came just hours before a bit of a win for Irvin's legal team. Fox Sports' Blake Hansen has more on the allegations and what Irvin's attorneys are saying. Blake?
Stephen, Heather, Marriott says that it released these allegations at a court filing because of what it called false statements made by Irvin and his legal team during that news conference on Wednesday. Irvin's attorney calls the allegations hogwash and says that they now plan to release security video of the incident. NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irvin appeared emotional Wednesday as he and his attorney held a news conference to discuss his defamation suit against Marriott. He filed it after a Phoenix hotel employee reported misconduct against Irvin, which later led to him being taken off NFL Network coverage leading up to the Super Bowl.
I know I didn't do anything wrong.
To this point, Marriott has publicly said almost nothing about what Irvin is accused of. But in a court filing Friday, Marriott says Irvin made unwelcome sexual advances toward a female employee. The documents say when Irvin returned to the Renaissance Phoenix Hotel on February 5th, he appeared to be visibly intoxicated, and in conversation with the female staffer, asked a lewd question that's too graphic to detail on TV, but reference intercourse with a black man. Attorneys for Marriott say, taken aback by Irvin's comments, the victim responded that his comments were inappropriate, and she did not wish to discuss it further. Irvin then attempted to grab the victim's hand again and said he was sorry if he brought up bad memories for her. The victim pulled her hand away, then tried to back away from Irvin as he continued to move toward her. Also, according to Marriott, 2 other hotel employees noticed that the victim had a look of concern on her face. Irvin then stated that he would come back to find her sometime that week when she was working. Marriott goes on to say another employee walked over to Irvin after the victim walked away, and that after Irvin finished leering at the victim and turned back to employee 1, he said aloud, she bad," followed by a sexual remark, then slapped himself in the face 3 times, saying, "Keep it together, Mike." Irvin's attorney, Levi McCathern, told me Friday the allegations are, quote, hogwash, and said none of this is backed up by the witnesses, referencing men who took part in Wednesday's press conference who say they were near the interaction.
Basically, I heard some laughter. I looked up. There was a few handshakes. There was some more laughter, and they went their separate ways.
They had a very brief interaction that was, super, friendly, lots of laughter.
Marriott is asking the judge to set limits on what can be said publicly in the case, specifically referencing comments made in this week's news conference.
But this sickens me. This sickens me, because in this great country, this takes me back to a time where a white man would accuse a white woman would accuse a black man of something. And they would take a bunch of guys that were above the law, run in the barn, put a rope around his foot, and drag him through the mud and hang him by the tree.
As we mentioned, some of the alleged comments are too graphic for TV, but we have posted those comments in full on our website, fox4news.com. Now, a point of contention during the news conference this week was that Irvin's attorneys were initially only able to inspect the video, and they were not able to actually take a copy of it. Irvin's attorney told me that they will now release the video after a judge agreed this afternoon for that entire copy to be turned over. Marriott is disputing how Irvin's attorney described that video playing out. Steve?
Ryan, we should probably reiterate those witnesses took no questions earlier this week and didn't say who was doing the laughing either. Blake, I read the court documents. They indicate the NFL was heavily involved with many of the decisions that were actually made about Irvin. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so according to Marriott, the NFL essentially said that if there were any incidents involving any employees in their block within that hotel, that the NFL wanted to be notified. So Marriott, after that alleged incident, contacted the NFL. According to Marriott, that NFL investigator came over, reviewed the video footage, spoke with that female staffer who was involved in that incident with Michael Irvin. And according to Marriott, it was not the hotel, but it was the NFL that ended up kicking Irvin out of that hotel.
All right, so you just saw the news reporting out there, and look, this is the problem I have. So you have the woman, this white woman, who come out and made this allegation. Why is she being protected? I mean, she got enough balls to make this allegation. At least bring her behind up to the front and stand on what you say. Now, they need to release the video, right? And no redactions, no cutouts, no nothing. We need to see the entire video from start to finish of this interaction. Now, having said all that, there's already was a video that circulated amongst social media of the exchange between Michael Irvin and this white woman. Now, I'm going to read some stuff, and I got to warn y'all that this could be potentially graphic in nature. So if you are a sensitive individual, you don't like gory, explicit, detailed content, this is your time to leave, right? Now, I'm going to read this article, right? Now, this is obtained by the Dallas Morning News, right? Now, in the court document released on Friday, Marriott finally revealed details from a female employee accusation against former Cowboys wide receiver Michael Irvin. Now, mind you, this was like a week or two ago that the judge ordered that this stuff get released. So why is it taking Marriott and whoever else the representation a week or two to finally release the paperwork, right? Now, the motion obtained by the Dallas Morning News said that charges that Irvin, who might have been drunk, acted aggressively and made a lewd comment. Marriott says Irvin flagged down the woman, who was a staffer at the Renaissance Phoenix downtown on February 5th, a week before the Super Bowl, while she was on the job. Irvin reached out and touched the woman's arm during this conversation without her consent, causing her to step back, becoming visibly uncomfortable. Irvin then asked the woman whether she knew anything about having a big black man inside of her. All right, first of all, this is some bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit. Ain't no black man I know talk about, hey, what's the feel like? You know what it feels like to have a big black man inside of you? What? We don't talk like that. What black man you know talks like that? That's how you know this is some bullshit, right? Michael Irvin ain't talking like that. Hey, do you really know what it feels like to have a big black man inside of you? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody talks like that. No competent black man I know talks like that. What's up, Activities TX made? This is how you know this some bullshit. Taken aback by Irvin's comments, the victim responded that his comments were inappropriate and she did not wish to discuss it further. Irvin then attempted to grab the victim's hand again and said he was sorry if he brought up bad memories for her. The victim pulled her hand away. She tried to back away from Irvin as he continued to move towards her. This is some stupid ass bullshit. For real. Now, who's this woman that came out and made these false allegations against Michael Irvin? Because I don't believe none of that shit. I don't. What's up, Pagan 180? Salute. Shout out to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that like button, share these videos, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. All right, let's continue on. Right now, Michael Irvin's attorney came out and said this was total hogwash. That Marriott's recently created account goes against everything the eyewitnesses and Michael's own testimony, as well as common sense. Yeah, it's big time common sense. It's big time common sense. So witnesses saying one thing, Michael Irvin saying the same thing, and yet this woman concocted this fictitious tale of her being visibly uncomfortably shaken. The fuck out of here. If anything, she was being visibly uncomfortably shaken because she saw a celebrity that made her pussy juices flow down them goddamn leg and wherever else. Let's just keep it a buck. The video showed her approaching him, whoever that woman is. That's what the video showed. It showed a very brief interaction and Michael Irvin going to his room. That's what the video showed. Not this fictitious tale about, hey, do you know what it's like to have a black man inside of you? What? You serious right now? This is how you know there's some bullshit. And Michael Irvin was right to sue the Marriott for $100 million because this is defamation. That false allegation took money out of his pocket, took exposure away from him. Because, look, I ain't no fan of Michael Irvin, all right? Let's just keep this 100, right? Michael Irvin did a whole lot of shucking and jiving when it came to Jerry Jones, right? Him and his BFF, Stephen A. Smith, right? Because these two will go on TV and go on this over-the-top histrionics about whatever. Whether it be about the Cowboys losing, whether it be about whatever else that's going on in the NFL. Because he was a frequent contributor on ESPN after the football games on Mondays, right? But let's peep the game from a different angle. Speaking of that, George Jefferson stunt double, Stephen A. Smith, you've been mighty quiet about your BFF, Michael Irvin. Why is that? Huh? You go to the ends of the earth to defend Aaron Rodgers, right? Because you spin your head around like a bobblehead. He's a bad man. Let you tell it, right? You go to the ends of the earth to defend other people who don't match the same skin color as you do. But you are not defending Michael Irvin. Ain't that your best friend? What's that all about? Huh? Why is you so quiet about Michael Irvin? Just a thought, just a hunch, right? Anywho, the lawyer goes on to say that they're going to release the video next week and that there's no sexual assault. The fact Marriott is taking the position that it is an insult to all the true female victims out there. And that's absolutely right. Because there's women out there who were really sexually assaulted. There were women out there that have really been raped and they have to live through that kind of trauma. And you got people out here making these bullshit ass fucking allegations, man. I'm telling you, one surefire way to nip this thing in the butt when it comes to people who knowingly and willingly make false allegations. If you make an allegation that results in somebody going to jail for X amount of years, well, guess what? You're doing that same amount of years that that person had to do. So if a person did 10 years in prison based off your lie, guess what? You're doing 10 years in prison based off that lie. If your lies led to someone having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, well, guess what? Your lie is going to result in you paying hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that would be the one surefire way that this bullshit stops. This is a reckless disregard of the truth. This is what you do when your name is being defamed. No different than what Dominion and Smart Matter did when you had Fox News and all their hosts and all these other motherfuckers like Giuliani, aka Fuliani, and Sidney Powell, that other desperate housewives reject, running their mouth, cooking up this bullshit about how the election was stolen, and they know good and goddamn well that election wasn't stolen, but they perpetuated and propped up their bullshit talking points for weeks and months on end, and that resulted in all them Trump supporters scaling the side of the Capitol like they are auditioning for American Ninja Warrior. Now, unfortunately for some of them clowns, they fell off the side of the Capitol to their untimely demise or suffered severe injury. But you mean to tell me that those people that was at that goddamn Capitol that day, they went to jail off the lie, but the people who perpetuated the lie, nothing happens to them, right? Two-tier justice system here in America. So what Dominion did and Smart Matter did, they did the same thing Michael Irvin did and filed a lawsuit because the lawsuit was bringing. They felt that they filed the lawsuit because Fox News and these other idiots was bringing damage and defame to their name. That's why Michael Irvin turned around and sued the Marriott. And that woman, who for the life of me is still being protected. Why does Michael Irvin be subjected to public excoriation and his name get raked through the coals and he get labels projected onto him, but that white woman who made those bullshit allegations, she can be protected, right? She can be protected. Can nothing happen to her because we have to protect the sanctity and the identity of the victims. But she's not a victim. If anything, she's a victimizer by cooking up that bullshit. Two weeks go by, and this is the best we get. This is the best we get. So, madame, how would you like a big black man inside of you. What? Now, common sense. Let's use common sense. What black man you know talks like that? Even your coons out there don't talk like that. Even your black Poindexters don't talk like that. Even that fruity ass Paris Denard, right? He don't even talk like that. We don't say no big black man inside of you. And we don't even say fucking cock. We don't say them words. We say dick. Look, if I want to get some head, I'll be like, hey man, you know what it is? Suck that dick. Right? That's what we say. We're not gonna say something, hey, would you pull up my big black man and put it in your mouth, please? We're not doing no shit like that. That's how you know that this lawsuit or that these allegations are some bullshit. Let's just keep this 100. Nobody is saying, hey, would you pull down my pants and, stroke my black peckerwood and put it across the side of your cheeks, please? We're not saying no shit like that. I can promise you, ain't no self-respecting black man talks like that. So, like I said before, I ain't no fan of Michael Irvin, but I understand the position he's taking and fighting to clear the smear off his name. Because see, to me, this is what you do when someone's trying to bring defamation into your name. If your name means anything to you, these are the steps you have to take to clear your name. Because even if all this stuff comes out as false and, Michael Irvin wins his lawsuit and all that, the damage has been done. The damage has been done. And we've seen cases to where black people get crimes projected onto them and they're doing 20, 30, 40. Hell, in some extreme cases, black folks are dying in prison before they get their name cleared because of projection. And, it's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable that we're supposed to have this justice system here in America that's supposed to be fair and balanced. But unfortunately, a lot of these racists out here who occupy positions of power, we always get the short end of the stick, right? We got to fight tooth and nail just to prove our innocence. Meanwhile, the person who's making these allegations and all that, well, she gets the benefit of the doubt. She gets the benefit of the doubt. This man here got to fight tooth and nail, spend and waste all kinds of money, time, and resources just to get his name cleared. And then even when he get his name cleared, there can still be people out there talking about he did it. It's just disgusting, man. We want to know the name of that woman who cooked up those bullshit allegations against Michael Irvin. That's what we want to know. Smash that like button too, because I'm only telling the truth around here on early Sunday morning or late Saturday night, because I know some of you guys in the club listen to my video as we speak. Now, once again, we need to see that video again of the exchange, right? Because what Michael Irvin is saying, the witnesses are saying, and the witnesses corroborate Michael Irvin's story. So if you got Michael Irvin saying one thing, multiple witnesses corroborate Michael Irvin's story, and yet this bitch just come out of nowhere concocting this fairy tale story. What's up, M. Thomas? Salute. You Black Poindexter, and you don't. You already know. See, like I say, Black Poindexter don't talk like that. But yeah, we want to see the video of the exchange. So Michael Irvin saying one thing, the witnesses is corroborate Michael Irvin's story, but yet this woman concocts this contrarian story about how she was this damsel in distress. The fuck out of here. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Right? And we need to know who that woman is. That's the one thing, because she being protected and all that. And no, Malika Andrews, you can shut your ass up, because no, we don't want to hear your mouth about that's not how we protect women and all that. Bitch, get fucked. All right? Doggy style. Talking that dumbass shit. You can sit your ass down somewhere. And any of you other women out there that's talking this feminist type shit and all that, well, this ain't the channel for you. If you think you could bring your stinking, rotten, pussy having ass around here, think you could just spout your little diarrhea of the mouth all over my comment section. Hell no. Don't even think about it. Because see, this notion that, oh, we got to believe and protect all women, Because see, men lie, women lie, but cameras don't lie. Cameras don't lie. The evidence don't lie either. So I'm not following the forked tongue of a simp or a bitch. I'm following the evidence. The evidence is going to tell me what I need to know, and I'll formulate my own conclusion off of that. What's up, my little brother Maxwell's Royalty? Good to see you. Salute to you, bro. Don't do no John Morant. Don't do no John Morant. No, don't be pulling out no gats in that mouth. Don't be pulling out no blickies in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Don't be no John Morant. Don't do no dumb shit like that dude, man. I mean, that motherfucker has some hot water. But anyway, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. And don't worry about having some big black man inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about, having that big dick energy right here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talk about. We talk about having big dick energy, right? But on a serious note, right? I hope Michael Irvin gets past this, because he don't deserve to have this label onto him. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if the evidence showed that he really did do something wrong. I'd be having a totally different take on it. But the evidence is telling me that this man is innocent. This man is literally crying at the hearing. This man is literally crying at a hearing because he know the ramifications of having this label projected onto him. He knows what would happen if these allegations, no matter how untrue it is, gets NFL Network and ESPN voiding this contract. Oh, by the way, clocks move forward at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we springing forward. That's right. Daylight savings time is kicking in tomorrow. Matter of fact, in 1 hour. So if you're watching this video, guess what? By the time you watch this video in the morning, daylight savings time will already be in effect. So, anywho, and thank everyone for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC, Lions Day basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!